All right, welcome to Smokey Reacts. I'm your boy journalist, and on this one, we are here to check out: do you use the N-word? Africans and African Americans, truth or drink from Cut. Yeah, I'm an African American. I deal with a lot more Africans than I normally do in America because there's just a larger direct access to an African community in the UK currently, where I stay. So yeah, I'd like to check this out, see what they have to say, see if I feel like I'm being represented well by my African Americans, or did they just fuck it? So yeah, let's check this out. Thank you for joining me. If you could please hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description, and let's get into this.
What does the N-word mean to you?
I hate that word, but have I used it with the A sound before? Yeah, with my close friends.
I don't like I don't like when Africans say it.
I'm sorry, what?
See, we're already on fuckery. We're already on fuckery. Jesus.
Hi.
What's up?
I'm Taysida.
I'm Abdul.
I'm okay, Taysida.
I'm Jordan.
We're doing Africans versus African Americans, truth or drink.
It's not really verses, but
Well,
it's
I
just.
don't know, and
Black girl, African gentleman.
I'm hella African.
I'm black.
Okay.
Hey.
First generation, both my parents were born and raised in Nigeria. My tribe is
I'm not even gonna get
Igbo,
into
and I
it.
stand on it.
Period.
Yeah. They're the best
Well,
tribe.
my tribe is Compton, and I stand on that.
You want to start with the shot?
yeah, sure.
I like Hennessy.
How you gonna take my shot glass?
I was pouring you a shot. You know I'm a gentleman.
To being black.
To being black, yeah.
Huzzah.
Who do you,
Taysida with that 90s outfit is killing.
Why did I get started off spicy? Who do you think gets laid more, Africans or African Americans?
Africans, to be honest. Because
I'm gonna say it's about an even clip, my brother. As much shit as I'm speaking from a male perspective, as much as African American males get shit for being promiscuous, so do African males. They get the same kind of shit, and then we both are fetishized to a degree by other races. Not even to a degree, like actually a whole fucking lot. So I would say we're both out here just. If you're not a creepy guy, it can rain Nash. So like it's going well for both of us.
snow bunnies are there, so therefore they want a taste of everything, right?
Yeah, like
So-
cultural sampling, yeah.
What is a snow bunny?
Yeah, you gotta clarify
It's
that.
a
one.
white girl.
A white girl that likes African Americans or African.
Wrong, my brother. Wrong. It's just a white girl. She doesn't have to have a preclusion to liking African men, or she could like Mexican men specifically only. She's still a snow bunny. All that extra shit, to pack that shit up and never say that out your mouth again. It's just a white girl. That's it.
Or just
Black
black,
people,
people in
no.
general.
I mean, honestly, I feel as though Africans have the gift of gab. I feel like they really want it, they're gonna get it. So I would say Africans get laid more.
Do you agree?
Yes, I actually would agree. No, I live in an apartment that is predominantly Africans and African Americans, and most of the African people I see walking around has a lot of kids.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, we got here somehow, so.
There might be a lot of different types of American women who might judge African men and would not want to sleep with them.
Yeah, I would say probably black men.
Black
Maybe-
men?
Maybe out here.
Yeah.
Both of them.
African men be
Probably
She
black
got
men.
beautiful
Black
smile.
men.
Who's
maybe out
shorty?
here.
Look at that smile. God damn it. Out here on the Shaka Khan vibe.
Yeah.
Holla at me.
I feel like African men be presenting as more got it together too. You know what I'm saying?
The Nigerians,
Like,
especially.
yeah, shoulders up. You feel me?
Yeah.
Chin up.
Yeah.
Like they walk around with confidence.
Exactly.
How do you feel about
What the fuck is African American men doing? A man don't look at the ground when he walk. What are we talking about? I just feel underrepresented currently. Like, ain't nobody sticking up for us. Ain't everybody's just chatting shit.
the term African American?
It just feels a little confusing
Terrible.
simply because to me the African American culture and the African culture does not have camaraderie like I feel like we should. And I always feel like I don't really identify with African American because that part of the African side don't really embrace me. So I'll be like, I'm black.
Okay. I mean, I would embrace you.
That's a very fair point from my brother. But I would say it's on you to do the extra work. The way you look comes from a particular place. Has it had a separation from the root? For sure. But that shit didn't just pop up over there, blood. Like, we come from a place despite us having been separated from that place. So though there is not a bridge currently, or you feel like there's a handout to help you kind of navigate that chasm, you got to do the work yourself. Like, self-education on oneself is paramount. And if you don't do that shit, I just feel like you're being lazy. Like, oh, well, I'm just because I'm black. Like, no. And even if you are just black, how much of your African American black history do you know, or self do you know? Because a lot of black people in America that I speak with, they say that they're like, oh, well, I'm just black. And then you don't know shit. And I'm talking about, like, stuff that happened to black people in America. Not just, oh, you don't know nothing about Africa. Like, I remember when I moved back to Los Angeles, and they were showing pictures of, like, Emmett Till and, like, fucking the shit that happened in Rosewood, Black Wall Street, like, all kinds of shit that just, if growing up in the South, you see that shit. At least when I was a kid, they were still educating that shit to a degree. And then, like, my own particular family taught me things. But for the most part, I'd seen a lot of these things in school already. These motherfuckers in L.A. never seen this shit. Motherfuckers was crying. Like, you're in high school. You're a fucking junior in high school. And it's the first time you've seen Emmett Till. Now, granted, that speaks a lot to the American education system. But it's just, again, a lack of education on self from a black experience, because we are brought up and taught through a white patriarchal, like, window. That's where we kind of cornerstone our shit. And then we just don't have any fucking extra effort, I feel like. At least that's how I feel.
You're cool people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't like when some people say it.
When like the super allies say it.
Yeah. African Americans. It's like, oh.
For like
Might as well just
black
call me
people
colored.
in America, like, we are as American as it gets, because we've been here for better or for worse since the creation of the country. Versus, like, when you say
We
like
are
African Americans,
America,
kind of denotes,
cuz.
like, a generation ago, this generation, 2 generations ago, they're from a different country. But it's like, no, we've been here longer than like half the white people have been here.
Take a shot if you have ever used the term African booty scratcher.
Facts. I used to cook niggas with that one when I was a little nigga. Is there a lot of, like, self-hate and projected anti-blackness in that statement? Sure. But I was a little nigga and I had no idea. Didn't know no better. I used to cook niggas that, technically, he is an African booty scratcher, but because not really, like, directly from Africa, because, like, he's an African American. But, like, niggas was making jokes. But it's not rooted in a good place. And man don't use that now. But, like, I remember being a little kid. Oh, boy. Used to cook niggas with that one.
Absolutely not. I was called that.
Me
I was
too.
definitely like African booty scratcher. People used to call me Midnight.
I knew he was going to say Midnight.
Oh, Dark Vader.
Yeah, me too.
Yep,
And
I
I
know
love
that
Star
one.
Wars.
No.
You don't like
I
Star
would never
Wars?
watch it because of that.
Darth Vader, Darth Vader, Darth Vader.
Okay, so
Wait, what's
Dark
his name?
Vader. His name is Darth, D-A-R-T-H, but people would call me Dark
I'm
Vader.
sure black people does not know his name is D-A-R-T-H.
They knew enough to call me that.
They call me D-A-R-K.
Yes.
Dark Vader.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe it's
that's
a
on
combination of
purpose.
both. I know they called me that, though. I knew what they were
It
saying.
was a play on words.
Yeah,
there you go.
probably.
I just think black people didn't know.
No, we knew,
No,
Kai.
the black people, I mean, I don't know. My elementary school, they knew.
I think they knew.
They knew.
I don't think they knew.
Nah, it's all right, brother. We knew.
What does
Shit. Oh, my God, yo. Who's they? Holla at me. Jesus. The boon is just hanging off the chair. I'm sorry. I got distracted.
Nword mean to you? Do you think you take offense
She
to it
doing
as
it.
much as African Americans do?
I didn't even hear the question. I'm
Do
sorry.
you think you take offense to it as much as African? What does the N-word mean to you? Do you think you take offense to it as much as African Americans do?
Depending on the context.
I'd say, me personally, especially with my own, like, lived experience, like, I've had a desensitization to the word just because I've grown up in a hyper racist environment. So I've had to learn how to control oneself or articulate myself after hearing some fuckery that, like, I may be incensed in the same way that most African Americans get incensed, or my assumption when hearing this word, but like, I don't think Africans get as angry when they hear it, unless it's from the standpoint of like, I'm not an African American, so I'm an African, so you using that on me is really like a true disrespect. But that's just my opinion on it.
I've seen people consciously not say it around people that they view threatening, or like, oh, that's a real black person, versus like, oh, Abdul, he's fucking the
They think
engineer
you're, like,
Abdul.
unharmed.
Yo, shoot your shots, fella. I know this had nothing to do with this video, but the message I just got: shoot them shots. Shoot them shots, because sometimes they land in the basket.
I mean,
Yeah,
like, you're cool,
I'll
like-
sing along with this song, and I'm like, oh, Abdul said it was cool with me. That shit pisses me off. Yeah.
I hate that word, but have I used it with the A sound before? Yeah, with my close friends.
Can I? I don't like. I don't like when Africans say it.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't like when Africans say the N-word.
With the, just any type of way?
We're different. I do hear you and understand you, right? Every African, I promise you, every African that says the N-word, I tell them, do your parents say it? And they all be like, hell no. And I'm like, so why do
Parents would
you?
never.
My parents say it, my grandparents say it, they grandparents say it. No African parents, grandparents, and
Yeah, I would say mine
You get
would
what I'm
never,
saying?
yeah.
So we gotta work hard to get rid of it. It's like, y'all picking it up because it sounds fun.
I'm glad that you shared that with me because I never heard someone have an issue with African.
I'm not gonna say they pick it up just because it sounds fun, because we, for the most part, all live in westernized societies without the African folks having to be brought up directly under, we'll say, like the one drop rule, or that kind of like thought process of fucking just racism. Like, they're actively included in this thing despite also not being brought up underneath the same kind of like systems directly. So they're just using it because they have access to the word, because at the end of the day, despite them being technically different, like, they're still viewed as just black people. They're only becoming African after somebody can make the distinction or they can inform somebody. But just visual appearance alone, a racist person sees them, they're still the N-word. It doesn't matter if their parents didn't say it or any of that fucking shit. They're still caught up in the same fuckery. So I don't know. It's just, that's a weird line. It's very arbitrary to me. I get his point, but it just seems like it's stupid. Oh, your parents don't say it, so you shouldn't say it. I've got to go through shit you don't have to go through. And they go through shit we don't go through. You'll see my man talk about, oh, but don't eat my fufu. Like, what the fuck? It's stupid.
African people saying that word.
Ooh. I think you should get your shot ready at this shot.
Talk your shit, twin.
Name 10 African countries in 30 seconds, or take a shot.
Ooh, 30 seconds. You're
Ethiopia, Nigeria, Niger, Congo, Benin, Botswana, Zambia, fucking South Africa, Congo, Ethiopia, Senegal, fuck. What else can I name? Eritrea, Zimbabwe. Yo, shout out to the continent, cuz I was out here doing a Mazda on the numbers or the naming. But that's all I can think of right now. But I did it. I did it. And shout out to the, what's that name? Kwaku the Traveler. Oh my God. Who never fucked up? Hands in the air. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
You're rude.
You got 30 seconds to try.
That's not a lot of time, actually, for someone who's had tequila. But
You can try it.
I don't know the difference of countries and cities.
We'll find out.
Morocco. Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Zimbabwe.
Shout out to the Ivory Coast in
Ethiopia,
that. I forgot
Ghana,
about them.
Nigeria.
Niger, Chad.
Somalian,
I forgot Chad.
Nigeria.
Kenya. Gambia. Somalia.
Halfway there.
No, it was 10 or 5.
It's
10.
10.
Damn, you're
What about
crazy.
that guy? What about that guy?
Nigeria.
My nigga just pointed to a nigga off camera. And what about that nigga? She's like, oh, comes from that human visual aids.
West Africa.
Oh, fucking
It's a
died.
region.
It's okay. Go ahead, take the shot. It's fine.
Zimbabwe. Why am I blanking?
Shout out to my Zim folk.
Is that a country? It's a city?
We're close. I'll accept. I know what you meant.
Madagascar, South
Oh,
Africa.
that's a deep cut, shorty. I remember I made some Madagascar food for fucking this potluck in my fucking social studies class in the 7th grade. Oh, I was so good. It's so good. Yo, shout out to like the ladies in this video. They serving that beauty. Fucking hell. It's all good all around.
Equatorial Guinea.
Oh, shorty doing it up. God damn it. Motherfuckers don't even know about that place.
Mali. Oh, bam.
There you go. There you go.
Sorry.
If I told the world I got the thing from Mali to
Senegal. Not Senegalese. I was thinking of my twins.
Lord Jesus.
Who do you think white people dislike more?
All of us. All of us. They don't like none of us if they are racist. I don't have no times to play the semantics or the bullshit. Nigga, you look like me or got a shade that's similar or darker or within the motherfucking spectrum. Brother, they hate you just like they hate me. Don't give a fuck. Cause they if they're on that type of time, they just don't like you. It doesn't matter. They're like, oh, you're African. They don't give a fuck. You're black. They hate your ass. That's just what it is.
Honestly, I still don't think they really know the difference.
In a professional setting, I hear a lot about white folks really preferring to work with Africans because we really are a lot more submissive in a way.
I think they hate black people more than African people.
They hate the descendants of slaves.
The model minority myth exists heavily in the African community to where like they've been
I just want you to know that the model minority myth means they still hate your motherfucking ass too. You're just the best version of the thing they hate. So the model minority myth is still a myth. And I wish people, especially from minority countries, would stop using that framework and raising your children with it and operating within that framework. I don't give a fuck how these people feel. I'm doing what the fuck I want. And if you got a problem with it, suck your mother's Betty crease through a straw, cuz.
brainwashed to think that black is bad, everything else is good. They're the good ones. This is what you should be as a minority. Go to school, be polite, all the respectability politics.
Everybody black, it doesn't matter. Anybody who's perceived as black, they just see us as black people in threat. And the more chocolates you are, the more issues you're gonna have.
Come on.
Honestly. Yeah.
Come on, talk that shit.
Really?
Had the goddess
Okay,
things
do
going
tell.
too. Go ahead, girl.
I feel like if me and another dude is standing side by side and we get approached by the police, I think that if he has an accent, it's gonna make him less dangerous.
The police?
Yes.
Maybe I missed the...
This nigga's a fucking idiot. What do you mean? You both are black and dangerous and above 25. The police are scared of both of you niggas. Let that nigga move too quick. That accent's gonna go from, oh, he's not from here to, oh, shoot him there. What are you talking about? Like, it's so stupid. You say, like, Africans or people that have an accent that look black have less issues with the police because they have accents. They're not French white women walking around the middle of fucking Tennessee running into the police. Like, it's not that off-putting. Like, not at all. Like, my man's accent is not going to stop him from being fucking racially profiled and treated improperly by the police. It's not going to help that nigga one bit. He's just going to sound funny crying for fucking help to those fucking people. That's it.
The question, I just thought you...
Oh, you're right. Well, white people, I think of all white people as police. Period. They all, okay? You know, white people police black people, like, for no reason.
Take a shot if you've ever said Wakanda Forever.
Come on, cuz.
I've definitely had. At
Fuck
some
you talking
point,
about?
Like, not.
I was watching, what's it called? I was watching a poem from this African lady talking about this Wakanda Forever. I just instinctively, Nick threw his hand up like, bitch, you fucking right. I'm fucking right. The diaspora is the thing that shall take over. I don't give a fuck about nothing else.
Like at some point, yes.
I might take a shot with you.
To Chadwick Boseman.
Come on, rest in peace to a
When
king.
the first movie came out, I took a girl to go see it.
Yeah.
She's African American.
Yeah.
She legit asked me after the movie.
Oh, no.
She said, "Are you from Wakanda?" I was just like,
Okay. I've never asked that. I gotta say that.
like, "Are you serious right now?" Like,
The lack, oh Jesus, the Bundes is just Bunda in the day. Jesus Christ. The lack of education for African people in America is so minute. It's very hard without doing the work yourself for them to be through the American school system educated in a way where asking if Wakanda even exists is completely removed from the conversation. They just sometimes, not even sometimes, a lot of the times aren't educating the continent properly. Like, there's a lot of people that think Africa's a fucking country. It's not. It's a goddamn continent filled with like 80-some countries or some shit like that. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, it's 50 plus at the minimum, depending on like who's drawing the map, because certain countries in Africa are still not recognized by other countries, which is mad as fuck. But still, there's a madness still going on with the line drawing. But still, point being, there's such a lack of actual knowledge on Africa outside of doing the work that I don't see the question being asked by somebody that crazy, just because I know how bad the education system is in my country.
In what ways are Africans misunderstood?
I think we're
Every
misunderstood,
way.
maybe kind of on the topic of like my home country, right, in Ethiopia, and having war in Tigray. When I told my coworker there's war that just started, he was like, "Oh, but doesn't that happen all the time?" That was his response. Someone I respected and I
Yo, shout out to Ethiopia. Never been colonized, cuh. Shout out to that nigga Haile Selassie and that. Come on, beat the Italianos.
enjoyed working with him. Brushed it off.
I'm fully convinced that like some white people I've met still think like most of Africa is just like dirt huts.
yeah, like living in huts, not having water,
Yeah.
not really having food.
There's
Why they just going to all the tropes? Like, yeah, man, it's this.
54 different countries in Africa. It is unfair to just lump all of Africa into one. To like, oh, you said you're from Africa? I have a friend from Nigeria.
Like, people aren't interested in the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
Good. Emotional at the end.
I know.
I don't like that.
I feel all warm and fuzzy.
There were some things we agreed to disagree on, you know, but finding that common ground of we both were called African booty scratchers, that was deep, you know?
And
You're from the diaspora.
That's crazy.
And we're both chocolate.
I'm not cutting my numbers down for nobody's ignorance. If you look like me, present like me, motherfucking got DNA like me, if you could get a recharge from the sun like I can, motherfucker, you from the diaspora. You on my goddamn team. I'm not about to cut down my numbers, nigga. We out here trying to survive and make change. I got time to be like, oh, well, like, we're not exactly the same. Motherfucker, we come from the same place. The fuck are you talking about? Your mama and my mama both got the Eve gene. Stop playing with me. Play with yourself. Don't do that. Come on now. No. Like, we all one team. Shout out to my nigga Kwame Ture. You know what? Come on now. But yeah, that's going to be it for me on this one. I feel like I was not represented, at least my black experience. But again, we're not a monolith, so my black experience can't speak for everybody else's, and neither can everybody else's speak for mine. But still, I just feel like there was a lack of representation for a more educated breath on the black experience. But that's just me. That said, though, thank you for your time on this one. If you could, please hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description. See you on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.